Good morning, dear students. I am Sanjeev Dalai, lecturer of Electrical Engineering Department, Bose Kotak. Today, my topic is Introduction to Renewable Energy, and this is a topic of your subject Renewable Energy System, which is from 6th semester, and this is your first chapter. We will study about the what is called a renewable energy, what are its advantages, what are its disadvantages, and what are types of the renewable energy. Okay, so now we will go to the content of today's topic, on which topic or which content we will study. Okay, so now this is your content. First of all, we will go to the introduction of renewable energy. Okay, in this introduction, I will give you what is energy, then types of energy, what is non-renewable, what is renewable, their definitions, their advantages, their disadvantages. Okay, so now then after the introduction, we will go to the environmental consequence of fossil fuel, or simply you can say what are the consequence by using the fossil fuel or non-renewable energy. Okay. Next, we will go to the importance of renewable sources of energy. If we are saying that we should use the renewable energy, then we should know the importance of renewable energy. What are the importance or what are the advantages of renewable energy? Then we will go to the sustainable design and development. That means which type of development or which type of design we called it as a sustainable design or sustainable development. Then we will go to types of RE sources. That means RE means renewable energy, which how many types of renewable sources are there or renewable energy sources are there. So we will go through one by one what are the types of the RE sources. Then present Indian and international energy scenario of conventional and renewable energy sources. That means we will go through the present or current data about the conventional and RE sources. What are the present data? That means present data means what are the consumption per head, what are total installation of conventional and RE sources in India as well as in case of world. We will see the current data. Then we will go to the conclusion point. We will decide actually we should use the renewable energy or we how much percentage it is required for us to use the renewable energy. Then after the conclusion, we will go for the one important thing, that is what is the semester questions or possible semester questions which will come to the first subject of first chapter of your subject renewable energy system. These are the semester questions. Okay, so all these contents are here for today's topic. Then first we will go to the what is we called as a energy. So energy means, energy you can say in simple words, you will you know that in simple words energy is called as a power to do work. Okay, so energy also you can say that it's my power to do a work. That means it can be known as a energy, can be called as a strength, it can be its name. Then you can say efficiency. Efficiency can also be the another name of a energy, efficiency or strength. Then you can say potential. So these all are the names of energy. You can use these words in spite of energy. So there is a first point, we can say energy is a conserved quantity. That means we have to decide why it is called as a conserved quantity or what is called a conserved quantity. So first of all we should know what is a conserved quantity. Conserved means which value remains constant. Which value remains constant. Which value remains constant. So these quantities will be called as a conserved quantity. As the energy value remains constant throughout the system, that's why energy is called as a conserved quantity. For this there is also a law called as law of conservation of energy. So according to this law, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only it transfers its form from one form to another form. So there are various types of forms of energy. For example, you can say there is a form called mechanical form, another form is that electrical form, another you can say heat energy. So this is also a form, heat. Then another one chemical energy, we say chemical energy. So chemical energy is a form of energy. So according to the law of conservation of energy, it only transports its form from mechanical to electrical, for electrical to heat, from heat to chemical. So these are the conversion of forms of energy. It cannot be created nor destroyed. To simplify this or to understand this, you can I can say you the example. For example, we will take a example. Suppose this is a block of dice from at a height from the surface, and there is a slope to the surface. This is the block of dice, and I will give some force. I will give some force to the block of dice that will roll to the through the slope. That means it is having a energy due to its position. That energy is known as potential energy. Potential energy is due to the position of the object. Then after the dice roll in the slope, it will gain some motion. That means the energy due to the motion will be called as a kinetic energy. Then after the kinetic energy, it will run in the plane surface, and after some time it will stop at one point, and it will stop at that point due to a friction. So due to the friction, there will generate a energy, that is heat energy. So simply we can say that in this example, we have transferred the potential energy to kinetic energy, then to heat energy, Pe to Ke, then to He. So that from this example we can understand that energy only transports its form from one form to another form. Another example we can say that in electrical we have different type of devices or different type of machines called generator. There is a machine called generator. To the generator we are giving a input, that is mechanical input. That means we are giving mechanical form of energy. Mechanical energy, that is input to the generator, and from the output of the generator we are getting electrical energy. You might have a question here that I am saying that it is only transferring the form, its form. That means and I am here saying that electrical energy is generated. So it's generated means that it transferred from mechanical energy to electrical energy. It is not created, it is only transferred. Another one is motor. Here also same, we give the input electrical energy, and in output we get mechanical energy. Mechanical energy. So these are the examples from which we can understand that energy only transports its form from one form to another form. Then next we will go to next slide, that is types of energy. So in the types of energy we have non-renewable energy and renewable energy. So what is a non-renewable energy? In the name non-renewable, see non-renewable, there is a term non-renew, and in renewable there is a term renew. That means it indicates that the energies that will come under the non renewable energy that cannot be renewed, they cannot be renewed, or you can another term you can use, that is replenish. Replenish means to giving of something, giving or filling of something. That means we will if we are using a energy, that is which type of energy? Non renewable energy. After using the non renewable energy, it cannot be replenished. That means it will not fill up again, it will reduce from the total amount. But in case of renewable energy, if you are using a renewable energy, after using it, it will not reduce from its total amount, it will fill up naturally. Here you can see resources that are naturally replenished on a human time scale. That means it is replenished naturally, it will not reduce. But in case of non renewable energy, it will reduce from total amount. Then we will go for the examples of the non renewable energy. One you can say, here is coal. Coal is a non renewable energy. Why coal is coming under non renewable energy? Because after using the coal, it will reduce from its total amount. Here same example you can say, fossil fuel is example, natural gas is example, and nuclear is a example of non renewable energy. Those energies which are coming under non renewable, that means all the sources or all the energies will get reduced from the total amount. But those examples we are coming under renewable energy, that means biomass energy, solar energy, geothermal energy, wind energy, hydropower energy, all these are coming under renewable energy because they do not reduce, or if reduce they get replenished naturally, they always fill up naturally. Okay. So, now next we will go for environmental consequence of fossil fuel. In our content I have already said you that we will go through the environmental consequence of fossil fuel. That means what are the problem by using the fossil fuels. Fossil fuel means we have to first see what is called a fossil fuel, then we will go for the environmental consequence. Environmental consequence means what are the result to the environment, is it advantages to environment or disadvantage to environment, we will see later it. First of all we have to see what is fossil fuel. So, fossil fuel means made from decomposing plants and animals. Plants and animals को if we decompose the plant and animal, then we will get a product that is known as a fossil fuel. So, they are found in earth's crust. Earth crust means underground. Earth crust means underground. The fossil fuels are found in underground. And how they formed by the decomposition of dead plant and animal. You can say dead plant and animals. Another one is contains carbon and hydrogen. The fossil fuel which are coming under fossil fuel, these are coal, natural gas, oil, these are coming under fossil fuel because all the examples we have given, these are found in earth crust or underground, and all the fossil fuels are rich in carbon and hydrogen. The next one is they are born to produce energy. We will burn the fossil fuel, to produce energy. So, these are the 4 points you can see. First of all, they are found in the underground, or you can say it as a found in earth's crust. Next one is they are made from what? They are made from decomposing plants and animals or dead plant and animal. Then next they contain carbon and hydrogen, or they are rich in carbon and hydrogen. Then what to do with the fossil fuel? They are born to produce energy. So, energy is required for us to produce this energy. We burn the fossil fuel, and fossil fuels are called non-renewable energies. These are the examples of non-renewable energy. After burning it, it produces energy, that is electricity. From the fossil fuel you can get the electricity. But there are some impact of fossil fuel use on the environment, that is
it is always having bad impact on the environment. There are lots of disadvantages for using fossil fuel. We will see later. That means what are the consequences of fossil fuel use. So, next we will see that. So, first in the environmental consequence it is written that environmental hazards. So, what is hazards? Hazards means risk or harm. That means after using the fossil fuel, what are the risks or harm to the environment. So, we will first see, first point we can see, it creates environmental pollution. After burning the fossil fuel, it creates a environmental pollution. This is the first hazard or first risk or harm to the environment. Secondly, after burning the fossil fuel, it emits carbon dioxide gas, emits CO2 gas. This is a pollutant. This CO2 gas is a pollutant. It produced due to the burning of fossil fuel. So, after burning of fossil fuel, these are the effects. One is environmental pollution, that means you can say it as a air pollution, and another one is it emits the CO2 gas, and CO2 gas is a pollutant. So, this is the environmental hazard after using the fossil fuel, after burning the fossil fuel. Then next one it is saying acid rain. So, we have to know that acid rain is called as a acidic rain. You can say it as acidic rain. Acidic rain. So, how it is formed? For acidic rain after burning, if we are using coal, coal is a fossil fuel. If we will burn the coal, if we burn the coal, it will emit a gas. There are two major gases released after burning the fossil fuel. They are sulfur dioxide, or you can say SO2 gas, sulfur dioxide. Then this is the sulfur dioxide. Then another one is nitrous oxide, that is NO, nitrogen oxide. So, these two are the pollutant gases after burning the coal. For example, we have taken coal, that means coal is a fossil fuel. After burning the coal, two pollutant gases will be released, that is one is sulfur dioxide and another one is nitrogen oxide, NO and SO2. So, they will travel at a high, very high, rise to the temperature, very high temperature, and goes upward with mix with the water in the atmosphere. Water in the atmosphere. That means the SO2 and NO will recombine or give chemical reaction with the H2O, and it will form a acid. That acid is known as sulfuric acid, or you can say H2SO4. Then another one acid is formed, that is nitric acid, that is HNO3. This is called sulfuric acid and this is called nitric acid. These are mixed with the rain, and when rain occurs, this rain is called as a acid rain. Then what are the consequences with the acid rain? So, here you can see in the diagram, there is a NO2, NO, this is NO, nitrogen oxide, and this is SO2, sulfur dioxide. They mix with the H2O and goes to the atmosphere. When rain occurs, this is the rain, it mixes with the H2O and form the acidic, that is H2SO4 and HNO3. Then what are the consequences? Here trees killed by acid rain. This is one consequence, because we need the trees for the oxygen. Trees provide us oxygen. So, they kill the trees. So, we have to prevent the use of fossil fuel. That means coal burning, oil burning, natural gas, all the fossil fuels we should prevent their use, so that we can
prevent the killing of trees by the acid rain. This is one effect. Another one is it mix with the water, and in water there are aquatic lives. For example, that fish, this is a aquatic, so here it stays in the water, and after the acids mix with the water, it due to the acidic water, the fish don't get what? Oxygen, and due to absence of oxygen they dies. So it is also a threat to the aquatic animals, that means like fish. So due to the acid rain, both trees are killed and aquatic life become dead due to the absence of oxygen in the water. Then next one is effect on human health. So human health effect is, you can see, human health effect means we are day to day life, we are increasing the vehicle. So from the vehicle we are polluting the environment, that is we are releasing the CO2 gas. From the vehicle we are releasing the CO2 gas, and from the thermal power plant the gas is released to the atmosphere, that means it is polluting the environment. Because thermal power plant is coal powered power plant. That means thermal power plant is running due to the burning of fossil fuel or due to the burning of coal. So due to the thermal power plant and due to the vehicle, there is mixing with the environment CO2 gas and environment is polluted. So it creates or it affects the human health. Human health means it creates diseases like asthma or lung cancer. So these are the serious diseases caused by the CO2 gas or environmental